Eh, so Apex has been pretty shite for like the past 2 weeks. So this isn't really per se Apex style video. I'm gonna have a gameplay in the background. If you want to see some Apex content, then hey, that's for you. But this video is not necessarily about the content or the gameplay. It's more about Apex itself. I want to take a break from ragging on the game and saying how bad it is because we know the servers have been completely destroyed and there seems like there's no way it's going to get fixed. But hey, we can look past that and enjoy what we had. So I'm going to be doing some videos more along the lines of about the legends themselves. And I think I can have some fun recording this content. So let me know what you guys think about these style videos, and let's get into it. So the premise of this video is basically just all the legends, but an animal like that. They could be humans do it all the time. We'd be like, oh, you remind me of this type of animal. Well, I'm basically doing that for the legend and then saying what animal I think and the reasoning behind. The first legend is Bloodhound, and I chose for Bloodhound a shark, and I think that if you know anything about sharks, it makes so much sense. The sharks have a seventh sense, and it's basically like electromagnetic or something like that, and they can sense blood from really far away. Just that type of stuff that applies to sharks. I just think it applies to Bloodhound. This one may take you guys by surprise, but it's a Lifeline. I'm gonna give her a honey badger. I think that basically honey badgers, they're really ferocious and they'll fight about anything. Like you can see them fighting lions, leopards, and they'll come out on top. And sure, they have basically like nothing that makes them like an apex predator, but look at them. They fight like their life depends on it. And I think Lifeline can be compared to that because having no kit and then also, to put it in layman's terms, she protect, but she also attack. So this next one was definitely a little bit inspired by old Uncle Ben at the old Urban Rescue Ranch. But it's Gibby, and for him I chose Aurea, and basically, Aurea is a big bipedal bird. It's in the ratite family. Think ostrich, cassowary, emu. Think those type of birds. And the way that they like put their wings over their young or smaller animals, it's like a dome, you know? It looks like a dome. So this reminds me of Gibby. One thing that they also have in common is that Kevin is big and dumb, and most Gibbies are big and dumb. Usually you only see high-skilled Gibbies playing in ranked, but I literally just got off, and like the Gibby, he literally came to res and threw his ultimate like in the completely wrong place. He didn't use his dome, and then like someone lasered and then he throws a dome after he would try to res. I don't know, just big and dumb. This next one is Pathfinder, and I chose an orangutan, whatever. That big hairy monkey. I'm just kidding. Orangutans aren't monkeys; they're apes, and basically they're extremely smart. And I think that the comparison between them is Pathfinder. You can see that he's trying to like pick up on human traits and human qualities, because he's AI, artificial intelligence. He's always learning more. But yeah, I just got attacked by Neko-chan. Sorry about that. She literally came, she attacked me. So basically, before I was rudely interrupted by Neko-chan, I was saying that artificial intelligence, it reminds me of the way that just apes learn. Like they see humans sawing things, and then they start sawing things too. They see humans using boats, so they start using boats too. It's just also, I believe that orangutans are partially arboreal. I mean, I see them in the trees sometimes, but I see them on the ground a lot. Maybe it's just because in the reserve they're coming down to eat on those platforms, so that's why they're on the ground. But apes, they have a correlation with trees. So I just think Pathfinder, being the legend that he is, obviously holding the high ground, you know, and just you can see it maybe a little. Next, legend. It's Wraith, and I'm comparing her to a cat. Now, if you have a cat, you think that your cat is like aware of something. Something has to be there. They're seeing something. If you have a cat, you know the behaviors that I'm referring to. And basically, Wraith, she can see into the void. So basically, she gets cues like, oh, there's a sniper aiming at you, or oh, just someone's aiming at you, or oh, there's a trap around here. But cats are very aware. And sometimes when they be on those cat drugs, they be like looking off into the air and like attacking random things. Weird. And they love to fight, and most Wraiths love to fight. So that's Wraith. Next legend is Bangalore. See, Bangalore is a hard one. I really didn't know. This was probably the hardest one to do for me. But I'm gonna go with Lizard because when I play Bangalore, I use her smoke almost like a lizard when they drop their tail, you know? And also because when you think of lizards and you think of monitor lizards or crocodilians, you're gonna think, oh, maybe they aren't so overpowered, but they're definitely up there. And you know that's what Shiv made Bangalores. There's some really good Bangalores out there. But overall, if it's a small monitor, it's not gonna have much of a chance, you know. But hey, also the tail dropping thing, the smoke and then you run and then they can't see you because you drop something there and that's the smoke. Basically, I don't know. She was hard to do. Leave a comment for what you think Bangalore would be. I want to do a part 2, and that could definitely be featured in the part 2 if anybody gives me a good answer for Bangalore. The next legend is Caustic, and there's a couple of animals that Caustic could be, but for now I'm gonna say a skunk because it's just so obvious, like literally that. Oh my god, I hate Caustic. Skunks are a member of the badger family, I believe, right? And so basically, they have that resilience of the honey badger, which reminds me of his damage reduction, which is almost as bad as Gibby's. Just he doesn't have a gun shield. So that skunk tenacity, and then also just the stink cloud. Above all else, the stink cloud. Oh my goodness, goodness gracious alive. Next, we all know that I totally don't main Mirage, and he's definitely not the one that's the best legend in the game. But I gave Mirage a leopard. Um, this might seem confusing because you're like, what is this decoy? What do you mean? You know, I couldn't really focus on the decoy aspect because then the only animal I could think of would be like a jellyfish or a lizard, and I already used lizard for Bangalore. So basically, I say leopard because leopards tend to be solitary animals, and they're more ambush style predators. And if you know what I think about Mirage, I think he's a great solo legend. You know, he's not very team based. He has aspects that are great for a team if your team is a good team. But overall, he's a solo legend. So I chose leopard because their play style, the solo ambush play style. You know. It's similar to Mirage. And what animal can do a decoy besides like a jellyfish? I don't know. Anglerfish, uh, snapping turtle. Those would be two good ideas for the next part 2. But you know, I'm not using those. I need to think of something better. But those I could hear. I would understand if you chose those. Next legend. Next legend is Octane, and obviously I'm choosing a cheetah. Pretty much I chose a cheetah because speed, and Octane is the fastest legend on land. Next up, we have Watson. Now, here's the thing about Watson. This won't make sense to you unless you've met one of the rare Watsons that actually has brain cells and knows how to use fences. or like they picked Watson because they want to use Watson's kit and they want to actually be a Watson main. There's a lot of Watsons that just think she's cute and and that's why they use Watson. That's the most annoying thing ever. Like literally they're like, what do you mean use fences? I don't know how to use fences. I dead ass played with the Watson and that's what she told me. She was like, I don't know where to use the fences. Well, why are you playing someone that you don't? But if you're one of the ones that does it right, you're a spider. Intricate webs that are bound to mess up somebody's day, you know? They're gonna have to be cautious around those webs. Like Minecraft, bring a stone sword. For crypto, I chose a porpoise or a dolphin. And I chose that because long range sonar scanning, you know, just they have the ability to use echolocation so they can find fish on the ocean floor and they can see what this area they have their surroundings basically mapped out pretty well because of echolocation. And so a crypto that isn't just sitting on his drone is going to be a good dolphin. Next, legend. It's Revenant, and this one might come as a surprise, but I chose a hippo. One, because hippos have one of the highest kill rates on humans per year. Yeah, those guys are aggressive. I'm not saying that they're bad, or I'm not trying to add on to a stigma behind them, but yeah, they are aggressive creatures, and Revenant is very aggressive. If you've ever played with him, he's the most like you can't have a good game even if you drop a 4K and there is a Revenant on your team. He won't be happy, you know. He literally straight up is just a dampener on the mood. So, and death protection, you know, that hide on the hippo, ain't nothing getting through that. Why are you attacking my foot? You know, cats are weird. Loba. Loba is obviously a monkey. Now, I go with a monkey because we've seen some baboons in there. I'm not going to say much more because you get it. That is over the top and excessive. Also, because monkeys are conniving and devious and take things and seem to get away with it relatively easily. Also, the ability to jump for such a long distance reminds me of the jump drive. Next, legend. Ramia, Rampart. I love her. She is a beaver. I chose a beaver because look at the building. It's so effective. Beavers, if they're domesticated and live in your house, they'll still have the instinct to build dams. I think that's pretty cool. So, Ramia being the great engineer. Fuse. Fuse is Guts from Berserk. Valk, Hummingbird. I chose Hummingbird because hummingbirds can't stop flying, and Valks would literally fly to their death. Seer, I chose a bat because that Playboy Cardi vibe, you know? Look at his attire. And then also his ability to have 70-meter awareness is pretty nice. It reminds me of a bat because of the location, the sonar scanning. Well, guys, that's it for this video. Leave a like for part 2, and also leave a comment. Thank you for supporting the channel. This is Neko-chan, if you guys were confused. Peace out. Have a great day. Enjoy your reality. Time to go partake in devil worship.